Hello, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to explore with you what the secret is to getting our toddlers to listen to us. Because if you're landed on this video, it's probably because you're struggling to get your toddler to listen to you, or you're just curious. Maybe you're doing well. Maybe your toddler is listening, but you want to take it to the next level. So this is a foundational video. I'm going to explain to you what the key thing is before discipline, before putting in any tools and strategies like timeout, quiet time, consequences in there. Before adding that to the mix, this video I'm going to share with you what the secret is to ensuring that our children listen to us, so that we can enjoy our parenting more and it's less of a struggle, less stressful, and our children grow up to be confident, to be sure in themselves. They grow up to not fight us. They instead of fighting us, they're working with us. We feel like we have a team dynamic, as well as just this authority figure of I'm the parent and you're the child. And I want you to take this video and have the vision of, if I can get this right, if I get this foundation right, I can have a really good relationship with my child and disciplining will be so much easier. So let's get down to it. So what is this secret? What is it that will help our toddlers listen to us? And when I say toddlers, I say this is from the beginning for toddlers, but think of it as well even beyond that, even from when they're older, when they're teenagers, even when they're adults. What is the key foundation for our children to listen to us? What it is, and what I've learned, is connection. So before we even disciplining isn't even important anymore until we get connection right. So I think this is so important, and I'm going to link the book below. There's a book called Hold On To Your Children. Oh my god, my husband's reading it right now and he's giving me so much information about it, and I'm looking through it as well, and it's so powerful because it's all about the importance of bonding and creating a connection with your child in order to be able to effectively discipline. Because if you think about it, let's take it back. When you were a child, did it really work when your parent was constantly disciplining you? Did you really feel like listening, or did you feel more like rebelling? Did it feel frustrating? Did it feel annoying when there may have been occasions, or maybe you know someone, maybe your parents didn't have this approach and they weren't using discipline as much, or maybe you know someone who struggled with this, where their parents were so strict that they ended up rebelling. So usually children will either be drawn to us or they will be pushed back, and when they push back, when they are drawn back from us, they will be more susceptible to being influenced by their friends, by their peers, by other people who don't necessarily have the wisdom to show them the right path. So what we need to do is we need to connect with our children first. So what we want to do with our toddlers is give them room to obviously express themselves, and then we want to help them gain the vocabulary to understand their emotions. That's why I always talk about emotional charts. I've got a video on that, I'll link it below, on helping our children to label and understand more of their emotions so that they can express themselves and share them with you. You want to treat them as though, yes, they're your child, but they are still an individual person. They still have feelings like we do. Imagine they have big adult feelings, but they're in the little bodies. That's how I like to picture it. They still have feelings. They still have their point of view. They are in a completely different brainwave to us. So they're all they're in the playground 24/7, and we're in adult land or 24/7. So sometimes we need to enter their world, show empathy, show understanding, to help them to be able to show empathy and understanding towards us. They can only do that if we mirror it. If we show them, oh, I respect you, so therefore you will soon learn how to respect me. We can't expect our children to listen to us, to respect us, to follow our rules in the house if we don't show them respect, if we don't show them empathy, if we don't model that behavior. How will they be able to show it back to us? That's something I really want you to think about. There's some of us that think, oh yeah, but if I'm to show respect, if I'm to show empathy with my child, they're just going to abuse it, they're going to run riot, they're going to think they can do whatever they want. And actually it's the opposite. They're going to be more drawn to you. It is impossible for a child to feel safe, for you to feel like for them to feel respected and listened to, and then start rebelling against you. Like, it's almost impossible. It's almost like you're trying to say, I love you so much, I'm here for you, tell me how you're feeling, when you're ready we'll talk. It's very unlikely they're going to come back and go, I don't want to talk to you because it's very unlikely. Whereas if we come straight in with the discipline and there's no connection, there's a mismatch, we're not connecting with them, we're not spending time with them, we're not listening to them, we're not giving them a voice, we're not giving them space to express themselves, then it's very unlikely that they will really follow through with our discipline, that they will really follow through with the rule making. So they may start off in the beginning, our toddlers may seem that they're listening, but then start to rebel, and they can rebel in the forms of tantrums, they can rebel in the forms of hitting, they can rebel in terms of throwing toys, they can rebel in terms of being horrible or difficult with their peers. So it really can manifest in different ways. So the core to getting our children to listen to us is to first find the space to listen to them. And you're always in the space of strength and the space of power. The more you observe them, the more you get to know them. The more you can get to know them, the more you can use that to your advantage when it comes to rule setting disciplines. You can get to know them to the point where you can feel comfortable to sit down with them and go, let's create some house rules together. What could be good for us? Let's create 2 rules that we could do together and the whole family can follow. Imagine creating that space. They're more susceptible to wanting to follow the rules. Because if you think about it, imagine if I came to your house and I was a close friend of yours and I suddenly was following you around your house telling you what to do. Oh, Susan, do this. Can you do that? Oh yeah, can you go put your shoes on? Can you go, look, put your shoes on the right way? No, put your coat on. No, we're going out now. No, we're going out now. Imagine I was going around and giving you orders all day long, 24/7. Who wants that? No one likes to be told what to do. So yes, of course, we need to be able to guide our children, make sure they're being fed, dressed, stimulated. So there is an element of having to tell them what to do in order to make that happen, of course. But doing only that, focusing only on discipline, focusing only on giving orders is not what's going to help them flourish. It's not what's going to inspire them to listen to you. So you want to be able to model the behaviors that you want to see in them. You are the key influencer. You as their parent, as their caregiver, you are the main person, the main source of influence that they have in their lives. You're the primary caregiver. So use that to your advantage. And if you want them to be able to listen to you, show them what that looks like. What does it mean to listen to someone? What does it mean to respect someone? What does it mean to work with someone in a team dynamic? Show them that, model that. What does it mean to understand your emotions and express them in appropriate ways? Model that to them. Now we're not going to be good at it. We're going to be crap. Like, I'm terrible. I always make mistakes, but there's always space to repair it. Let me give you an example. When me and my toddler are in the park and we're playing and it's literally time, it's nearly time to go and she's having a great time, I can see she is, and I'm starting to feel a little bit like, I could feel the anxiety coming because I know she's probably going to tantrum and get really upset when I tell her we have to leave. So I start to say, look, we're going to leave in 5 minutes, and she's like, no, and she carries on playing. 5 minutes comes and I say, we're going now, and she starts to scream and she gets really upset, and I just stay quiet and I go, look, I know you, I say to her before I go quiet, I say to her, I know you really want to play, I understand that you're having a good time, we need to go home now, so I'm going to help you get ready so we can leave. She's still tantruming, she's still shouting, but what I've done there is I've understood where she's from. I went down to her level and I understood how she's feeling. I acknowledged it, I told her, I stood firm and I told her we still need to leave, so that's the discipline aspect, but I still understood and heard where she's coming from, and I said, I'm going to help you to leave, to get ready, and what we'll do is we'll definitely come back to the park. What would you like to do at home? What would you like to play with at home? So that I could get her excited and help her to realise that she has control. At home, she has opportunities to carry on her play at home. So I did that, but before that, before I even knew about the importance of connection, I used to just get really stressed out when it came to going out with her, telling her that playtime is over, taking her home, or if she's at home and she's tantruming because I told her she can't have ice cream, I used to be like, no, just stop screaming. And I used to get, the situation used to escalate, and I used to get exhausted over it. And I still do sometimes. Obviously our emotions, we're human, our emotions can consume us too, and it can come out, but there's always space to repair it. So what I've done so many times is I would lash out, and then 2-3 minutes later I would calm myself down and go, actually it wasn't that bad that she spilt milk on the floor, like it wasn't the end of the world. And I would get down to her level and I'd apologise. I said, Mummy, honey, I'm really sorry, Mummy's really tired from work, but I shouldn't have lashed out at you. It wasn't a big deal that you spilt the milk, so I do apologise. And you can see that she's just like, it's okay, Mummy. She just gives me a hug and she's kind of smiling. And then now what's happened is that she now apologises when she makes mistakes. Like yesterday I think she spilled some water on the floor, and I kind of went, because I was tired. I didn't want to try and like clean it up. I knew it wasn't her fault. And she's like, sorry, Mummy. And you can tell it wasn't because of my reaction that she said that. She just said it because she genuinely wanted to apologize. But she kind of knew it wasn't her fault. I said, oh, don't worry, honey, it's not your fault. Mummy's just tired. It's fine. I'm just going to clean it up. But she's just literally modeling that behavior because I've modeled it to her. So the core essence, before we even think, oh, okay, my toddler needs to listen to me now and I need to implement timeout otherwise, or I need to be more strict, I need to offer more discipline. Before we even get to that, before we even get to the discipline, before we even dig into maybe I should implement timeout and quiet time, etc., or take away toys, take away screen time, before we even get to that, we need to just focus on being connected with our child, because it has such a big payoff. The more we're connecting with our child, the more we're finding ways to bond. And this can look like simply, I spend 5 minutes a day doing one-to-one activities with her or him. That could be a way for you to connect. I spend, 3 to 4 minutes exploring her emotions, or when she gets upset, I try and stop what I'm doing and really acknowledge her emotions. It could be as simple as that. Imagine you do that on a regular basis as they get older, from when they're 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Imagine you're still acknowledging them, still listening to them, still offering respect, with along and complementing it with boundaries, complementing it with discipline, complementing it with house rules, but having the foundation be set on connection first, making that your priority. It's gonna make your parenting so much easier. To the point where I love to visualize this and think of the big vision of that. I want my son when he's older, and I want my daughter when she's older to be able to say, Mom, I was hanging out with my friends and they started talking about like taking drugs. Imagine, I don't know, your child's like nearly 17, 18, right? They were talking about going to some club and that maybe drugs were there, and I don't know how I feel about it, but I just wanted to share that with you because I feel really uncomfortable. What do you think I should do? Should I go to the party? Should I not? Imagine they're feeling so connected to you, so bonded by you, that they feel comfortable that they can have that chat with you. That is the kind of relationship you want to have, instead of finding out the day after, oh, I don't know, the police calls you, oh yeah, your child is being held in prison because they've taken drugs, and like, go and pick her up. You don't want to find out because they're too scared to tell you. They go and rebel. They go rebel against your rules because all we're focusing on is being strict, offering discipline, having this hierarchical of I'm the parent, I'm the boss, you're the child, you listen to me, you don't have any feelings, you're not important, your voice isn't important, you're just a child, you don't know anything. If we come from that place, we're not building trust. We're not building a connection, and therefore we're not opening up that space for our children to be able to express themselves and to share with us. Can you believe, that is what we would be missing out on? Now, I'm not saying that our children are going to say everything. I'm not naive. They're not going to share everything to us. They're not going to tell us everything. But they are going to be able to feel comfortable enough, connected enough, bonded enough to be able to share things and speak to us about certain things that they want to share. And then the things that they don't, because we've worked so hard on connecting with them, we'll be able to know and gauge what's going on in their lives. We'll be able to have that positive influence even as they get older and they get influenced by the outside world. We'll still have that core. They'll still have that core foundation of the wisdom that they've gained from us will still be within them, so that it helps them make those life decisions more confidently. It helps them to make more positive relationships, intimate relationships, professional relationships, friendships, in a more positive dynamic. The foundation is to connect with your child, bond with them, find out about them, explore what their likes and dislikes are. We're not going to be perfect. Sometimes life can be really busy and we just don't have time. But what I would prefer that we do is we spend 5 minutes per day, every day, rather than just one-to-one, bit of one-to-one with them, rather than 1 hour or a whole day once a month. It's so much more powerful to have those bite-sized moments with your child where you're connecting with them, so that it makes it so much easier to lay out those boundaries, those disciplines, because they are connected to you, they trust you, and you trust them that they can deliver on it. So I hope that really, really helps. Leave a thumbs up if it resonates. Let me know if you've got any other tips on how we can get our toddlers to listen, if you've got anything else you want to add. But tune in for more videos like this. I really hope it inspires you to enjoy your parenting journey, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in from the very end. This channel is all about how we can raise children together, because it takes a village. It really, really does. And I really hope you subscribe, and I would love to see you in the next one. We're going to go into and dive into how we can help raise happy and confident children and how we can enjoy our parenting more and more.